Good evening, my name is John Johnston, and this is my persuasive speech for my Communications 100 class. Alright, so I'm going to start you with a story about John Breen. JB, as he was called, was a U.S. Marine, 23 years old. He was about to deploy to Afghanistan. It wasn't the war, a bullet, or a bomb that took his life. It was distracted driving. JB chose to text while driving. JB spent March of 2009 with his family before he was to be deployed to Afghanistan. That night while driving, JB chose to text while driving. He veered off the road, lost control of his vehicle, and died of a massive skull fracture. JB left behind parents and many friends mourning him. The worst part of it is JB left behind a 2-year-old daughter who won't get to know her dad. JB knew better. In fact, not 24 hours earlier, his dad had told him to put down the phone. It was controlling his life. JB knew what he was doing, and he paid the ultimate price for it. Okay. How many of you in my audience text while driving? Nobody? All right, we got one. Okay.
I have.
Okay, I think we all can say we've been guilty of it from time to time if we're drivers. Texting while driving is very dangerous. It's a form of distracted driving. There are 3 forms of distraction. There's visual, that's where you take your eyes off the road. This can be from anything from you drive by a nice car that you like, a pretty girl, a car crash, anything that can catch your eye and take your mind, your eyes off the road. Then there's cognitive, and that's where you take your mind off the road. This can be you're stressing over bills for the month, you just had a fight with a loved one, anything you're thinking about, stress in your life that takes your mind elsewhere than the car. And then there's manual, and that's where you take your hands off the wheel. That's where, like, say you have a kid in the car, you're reaching back to give the kid a pacifier, a bottle, smacking the kid, whatever you're doing. That's a form of manual distraction. Distracted driving kills more teens each year than drunk driving accidents. There are 3,000 teens estimated that die annually from distracted driving. The number for DUI, or for drinking accidents, is 2,700 for the same researched year. 50% of high school drivers admit to texting while driving. That's half. So my graduating class was 80 kids. So that means that 40 kids admittedly text while drive or are distracted while driving. Which out of the 3 types of distracted driving do you guys say that you have done from time to time? Have you guys done the cognitive where your mind's elsewhere? That's probably the most common, thinking about something else. I think the visual is probably the next, you know what I mean? And manual, that's every day. You can't, you know what I mean? But it's very dangerous to text while you drive or to be distracted. Not all states have laws banning cell phone use while driving. There are 41 states that ban any texting while driving. Arizona is not one of those. Arizona's only law for restricting the cell phone use is for bus drivers. It's a good law, but we need to do more as parents and role models to make sure that our youth know that distracted driving is deadly. It's very important to have your mind where it's supposed to be. Don't be somewhere else when you're driving a car. It's a deadly weapon. I want to thank you all for participating in my persuasive speech, and I want to introduce my audience. This is my niece Alyssa, my sister Kathy, and my brother Stacy. Thank you all for participating. I'm out.